Hello creators, welcome back to Create, Share, and Give. This is Mayat Marie, and today I want to share with you guys a few tips and tricks on how to take a spiritual bath slash wash. Now, I did a previous video on spiritual baths and I had a few questions, so I wanted to kind of answer those here. The first question is, how often do I need to take a spiritual bath? Of course, that's up to your personal intuition, but there are some exceptions to that rule. If you are an empath, you do any type of social work, you are a healer into the healing arts or spiritual arts, I would suggest taking them more often than maybe someone else who may not be in those industries. Or even if you're not in those industries, I think it still depends upon your feeling. Like, I like to take them when I'm feeling off balance. I have something that I can't quite shake off me any other type of way, that I know I need the healing element of water. Now, water is one of the foundations in the elements that make up our physical beings, our physical world, even the bodies. We're like, what, 70% water? Our brain is mostly water. The earth is mostly water. Water is a very healing element that's been used for eons. The ancients used it. Baptism, different cultures, different religions. There's a reason why they would dunk you in the water to renew your soul and spirit, to make you anew and afresh. So they go back eons and eons. Now, with that being said, you can do a spiritual bath. I prefer baths. Or you can do a spiritual wash. Now, a spiritual wash, you can use that if you're kind of in a hurry and don't have the time to soak in a bathtub or really prepare a bath, or maybe you don't like taking baths. Whatever your reason is, you have another option. So if you don't have a shower, if you don't have a bath and you only have a shower, don't worry, you can still take a spiritual wash. Now, what I like to do with that, I'll take a large basin. I have one that's made out of clay, and I use it specifically for washes. Although I don't do washes that often, I'm just partial to baths. But anywho, you take your basin, you dedicate that to only using it for your spiritual washes. And you can put all your ingredients, whatever ingredient you want to add to your bath water, you can add that to your basin. And you can sprinkle the water over your head. You can make a cross with it. You can do the 4 directions. Whatever floats your boat, you can do that with your spiritual wash. Now, in the book Jambalaya by Louisa Tish, which is one of my favorite books, she has a diagram on how to do a spiritual wash. And, she'd tell you what direction to go in, which directions to turn. So that may be a little help for you if you need a little guidance on that. So how do you come up with your spiritual recipes? Again, you can go by your intuition, but if you're not that versed in different herbs and what they're used for, or if it's something new for you, I always like to reference books. So I'll share with you guys one of the first books that I bought on specifically dedicated to spiritual baths. Now, this is called The Magical Herbal Baths of Santeria by Carlos Montenegro. Now, this is a classic. I'm sure you guys have seen it. If you Google spiritual bath books, this one is sure to come up. It is a must-have. I just had to have it in my library. It has some really great information in here. And you can tell some of these recipes have been used for centuries and centuries. Now, here's one, the 7 African Powers bath. They have a section on the orishas, which is oil. Here's one for oil. So I love that they added the orishas to it. This is Arulana. They have Yemaya, Oshun. They also have different saints, baths for different saints, which I think is very helpful. And I love that idea about them. Now, I have used a spiritual bath from this book, A Recipe, and some are really intense. Like one recipe, it took me a while to get all of my ingredients. They had like 14 different ingredients, and it was performed over 14 days. So I had to make all of my ingredients, let them sit and marinate, and kind of put your intentions into the water as your ingredients cure into the water. And then you take a bath with those waters every night for like 14 nights. So what I did was I used my gallons of water, the jugs, and I made my potions in that. And I kind of set them around my altar to kind of let the intention soak up into them. And I did the baths, and they were really great. I really felt renewed after I did that bath out of this book. And it smelled amazing. And it turned me on to a lot of waters, like herbal waters and spiritual waters and splashes that I didn't know exist, that were amazing, that I will keep in my repertoire. So this book, I would say definitely get it. A lot of the herbs in here are kind of hard to find herbs. And because it is based in Santeria, a lot of it is in Spanish. So you would have to really search and get the scientific name of the species of the herb, and then try to find that herb, or visit your local botanica to get the different herb. But it's fun. It'll be a fun challenge. And so I'm happy I have this one in my stash. Now you can also use any other herbal books. Like this is one, a magical Papa Jim's herbal magic workbook. And this one is basically, it gives you the properties of different herbs through the book. But in this book also, they give you a few baths that you can use within your spiritual bath. So don't miss out on different herbal books, because you can gain your knowledge from different herbs, and then that will lead you in a direction on how to create your own spiritual bath. Now this is one, the Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. This is a classic. Anything from Cunningham is a classic. I've seen a few of his videos. I have a few of his books. And he just seemed like he was someone that really understood and respected and had a love for the art of herbalism. And it shows in his work. So you can pick up some of these type of books, any books on herbs, and they should leave you with a few herbal baths, or either leave you on the direction on how to concoct your own recipe. Because I love different recipes. It's like cooking. You may have your standard dishes that you love and you're good at, but I just love to see other recipes, see what other people put in theirs. I may be inspired, or I may find something that I didn't even know existed, and that will help expand my knowledge on the subject. Now, last but not least, this is one of my favorite herbal bath books. Now this is the complete book of baths by Robert Laramie. Now I really resonated with this book the most. His recipes for spiritual baths are very simple to use. The ingredients are readily accessible, and a lot of them have 3, 4 ingredients. Some maybe have 5 or 6, but they're really simple. Like this one is the classic 70 ingredients for a good luck bath. So it has in there the dragon blood resin, colt's foot, rosemary, Irish moss, bay leaves, violet, and 5-finger grass. So this one maybe have, I don't know about the colt's foot, so some may be a little difficult to find, but overall this book, like I said, any ingredient is readily available. Now this is another one that has like 3 drops of bergamot oil, a cup of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of saltpeter. Now I bought my saltpeter off Amazon, so a lot of things in here you can readily find just with a quick Google search. And it just really rings true. It resonated with me. I've taken a few baths from this book, and they were just amazing. I felt renewed, and I felt that these recipes come from a lineage of using of being used and they really work. He also has in this book astrological baths. Now I think this is really cool too. You have the astrological baths to take. Like here's one for Taurus, Aries, Virgo. What else do you have in here for the Sun, Pluto? He has a section for ancient baths in here. So that's why I like to collect several books, because like say for instance the Santeria had a lot of the Orishas and the saints, where this one has the astrological, different needs. They have different spiritual teachers who have existed, some of their recipes inside the book. And it just feels really genuine to me. So I would recommend you pick up any of these books here, and they will get you started on your life of spiritual baths. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you have a great recipe or you want to share one of your favorite books. Until we meet again, peace.